Yeah, kid. Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Handsome Homebuyer Podcast. My name is Charles, a.k.a. the Handsome Homebuyer, a.k.a. Captain Permit, a.k.a. Levy. We need to get you a microphone.
El Udio Marioso.
No, you can do it better than that. You have some Spanish in you. Filipinos do have Spanish in them, correct?
I do. My last name.
Arabic, everything, right? Is that true or am I making that up?
You're making that up.
Oh. What is part of the Filipino culture? It's a mix of what?
It's a mix of, because back in the day, Spain is the people who discovered us, and that's why we have Spanish last names. My last name's Tejada.
All right. The Handsome Homebuyer Podcast is educational on all levels. Where was I? Oh, El Judío Maravilloso, right?
Exactly.
Obviously, I am Charles, a.k.a. the Handsome Homebuyer. If you have a house that smells like cat pee, is dated from the 1960s, has 6 inches of mold on the wall, human waste floating past the basement steps, land, commercial property, you name it. If it's on Long Island or in the 5 boroughs, trailer parks, even out of state, I don't care. I'm quick, I'm easy, I'm a good time, I'm all cash. I want to buy it. Obviously, anybody out there that is permit trouble, right? And we're going to talk about a little extension on this and give the shameless plug that we normally do. You know I plug Lotus Quotes on every one of these things?
I love it.
Beautiful. It should. It's the biggest untapped gem in the real estate world. We're going to get to that in a second. But if you have a problem with permits anywhere on Long Island, from tip to tip, coast to coast, I mean from Elmont to Montauk, we got you. Plans, permits for legalizations, interior alterations, commercial property, new construction, you name it, we do it. And we have the most comprehensive, knowledgeable staff in the business. Speaking of comprehensive, if you are a realtor, a mortgage broker, an attorney, an investor, what am I missing?
Those are my 4 people.
Right? You need to go to lotusquotes.com, LOTUSQUOTES. You enter any property on Long Island, you will get an insurance quote, both flood and homeowners insurance, if you do need flood, from our great friends at Allstate. And speaking of great friends at Allstate, we have a great friend from Allstate here today who we'll dive into in a minute. You will get a free tax grievance analysis from Heller Consultants, which on Long Island is huge for a number of different reasons. If you are a realtor who has a property where the taxes are stupid high, and we live in Long Island, so let's face it, all the taxes are stupid high, and you can grieve them down, you file the grievance. It doesn't cost your seller any money. You attach the letter saying that it's going to be reduced to X dollars. So let's say you're listing a house where the taxes are $18,000, but Heller thinks he can get down to $12,500. You file the grievance. It doesn't cost you any money. You attach the letter to the listing, and bam, you have a psychological trigger that will help you sell your house quicker. As well as you'll get a free CO search from the great people at Captain Permit, who will tell you if you have open or missing permits on a listing that you have just listed. Agents, I know you're hearing me right now. There is nothing worse in this world than busting your ass with a crazy buyer or seller for 6 months. You're about to get paid, you're about to be done, you're about to get the next referral, and you get a call from the attorney, and what does the attorney say? There's no CO for the deck. If you went to Lotus Quotes, when you listed the property and put the address in there, you wouldn't have these problems. So for now, I blame you. After you hear this, you have no excuses. LotusQuotes.com. So, amazing guest. Our guest today is a reoccurring guest.
I know.
You're one of the few reoccurring guests.
I love it.
You came on when the podcast first started.
I had to shake you down to get back today.
I didn't realize that you wanted to come back on. I was like, oh, cool.
I was like, invite me.
Like, go on, next week, let's go. She was on it originally when it was just audio. When this whole thing was just like, let's just see what happens. We have this like funky little $99 mic and it's on my desk. And now we're like
legit.
A pretty serious operation.
Amazing.
We were semi-legit. Levy makes us legit now. With Levy, we are officially legit. We have like noises and things that pop up. We are on every platform, by the way, people. TikTok even, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Unique content across all of them from now on. Check us out, Handsome_Homebuyer, Charles Weinraub. You know me. You love me. Some of you want to forget me at this point because I just am haunting your dreams with so much content. So, Christina Shaw is here from Allstate. Again, she is a very old and dear friend. Not old, no. I don't mean it like that.
No, hello. I'm an old friend. That's a compliment.
We're just talking about best hair ever. I think the product should be some type of, you know how people really want like beach hair?
Yes.
You know, they leave the beach. They make like sprays that make you have beach hair. You have like that, like just woke up, just got out of the beach, but it's like perfectly imperfect.
Do you want to be my, I feel like I need an agent to call places.
I could sell the
all right, I think we have a deal. Lotus quotes, and now you're my hair agent.
Because I believe in the hair so much. I'm
telling you, somebody called me the other day and said, I don't really want an insurance quote. I want to talk about your hair. And I said, I'll talk about my hair if you get a quote. It was phenomenal.
Did you sell the insurance policy?
Of course I sold the insurance policy. Of course. Is fucking awesome. It's amazing.
So I think lesson that we learned from that is it's like branding. So what we started talking before about, social media and the ROI, which let's talk about now. But branding is super important, right? But what is your brand? Everybody else has their brand. You are Allstate, yes, but what differentiates you? The hair.
My hair, my Starbucks, which can... Yes. I thought you were going to say something that's not in my hands.
It's
not in my hand because...
Did you give up Starbucks?
No. I just got Invisalign 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I've drastically had to, good answer, decrease my caffeine. But the moment I leave here, I'm going to put in Waze where there's a local Starbucks.
What about your wine consumption?
So I recently switched to tequila. I hit 40, and wine, I look like I'm... with child. So I drink wine on occasion.
Wait, what does wine do to you?
It just makes me a little puffier than I want to look. So
Is it higher calories than tequila?
I think it's the sugar. So I switched to tequila. I don't know scientifically if this makes sense, but it works for my body. So tequila on the rocks. I know you don't drink. 3 limes.
3.
2 of those, and that's it. And it's great.
And party time for Arthur.
It's just relaxing. But I don't drink a lot these days. I'm busy. I'm working.
You were always busy.
Mom.
You were always doing
It's awesome.
You were always doing that. I commend you for that.
I'm always hustling. I love it. I'm lucky to do what I do.
So the brand, the hair is the brand.
The hair.
And it works.
It does work. And you'll appreciate this. I just changed my Instagram name. I don't know if you noticed.
I did not notice.
So it was Spunky Shaw forever because...
Why did you do that? Why did you change it?
Well, because I started using the hashtag I'm with Shaw.
Okay.
On everything that I'm doing.
I think it's awesome.
And then I was looking at my Instagram and I said, I really think, and I have a personal page and a business page for Facebook.
Okay.
But Instagram, I just have one. It's a lot, as you know. And then LinkedIn, all these different platforms.
Yes.
But I so believe in social and content. So I changed my Instagram to I'm with Shaw.
I think that's awesome.
And I'm I'm making some headway with it.
Because the cool thing is it lends itself to if you want to branch out into other offshoot businesses.
Absolutely.
It's I'm with Shaw for everything. Did you, I mean, this podcast won't air by the time we have this conversation, but did you try to get the domain name I'm with Shaw?
I bought it,
yes.
And I'm about to launch withshaw.com. It's my landing page where my blog will be.
That is fucking dope.
It is so dope. I have Val and Adrian Miller to thank, nice. And my friend Bennett. The 3 of them really rock.
Levy, do people that are your age, Levy's 30, even though he looks like he's 22, do they say dope, or is that just an us old ass people thing?
No, we say dope, but it's probably going to die down in a year, so use it while you can.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good to know.
But I love your content is amazing.
Thank you.
And people say, Christina, the return on investment, is it there? And I don't know. I believe that I did a realtor event the other day, headshots for my real estate agents. I'm always thinking, how can I give back? How can I wake up every morning, what am I doing to improve their life? Right? Whether it's personally or professionally.
Which is awesome.
So thank you. It's awesome how much business I get from that community.
Yes.
I wake up, I tell the girls, I spring out of bed and I love going to work. Not every day, 98% of the time. And I think that's really awesome. I want them, whatever they do, to just be happy.
And by the girls, you mean your 2 daughters?
Yes,
okay.
Mia and my doodles.
Just so people know.
So, anyway, I did this headshot event, right?
Okay.
And half the realtors that came, I do business with.
Okay.
The other half that came, I don't do business with.
It's a very smart idea, by the way.
But thank you. And Alex is awesome, who does the headshots for me. Alex Wolf of Concierge Photography. But it was incredible. The agents who don't do business with me, they knew everything about me.
Yeah.
They knew that I was a strong single mom, that I have 2 awesome daughters, that to me, that's why I continue to brand myself, the power of social. And if you're not putting yourself out there, who is?
On every platform. And you got to be on every single platform. You're
inspiring me about TikTok, even me.
TikTok is, again, I've told this story. I don't know if people have heard this, but I I don't really truly even understand TikTok yet, but I'm just gonna put my stuff on there and whatever works. But I did that video in like TikTok format about, it wasn't a political thing, but I guess it took on a political life of its own, about how Trump legally avoids paying taxes. And in a week, this thing had 150,000 views.
Incredible. Like,
that's insane. That's crazier than all my Instagram posts probably put together. Like, in literally 3 days, there was 100,000+ people.
And think about that with your brands.
It's nuts.
You can't put $1. So that's why when people ask for ROI, I don't know how you put a dollar amount to it. Are you able to do that?
I am, yes, but it's also more of a feeling. So I was in your same situation, let's say 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, before I met Matt, our visual. Okay. And I'm following all this stuff. I'm like, you know what? But I was always like, I always want to try new things. Like, I started doing the podcast 3 years ago. Before, like, I feel like now people are starting to do more podcasts, that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to test it. So with me, I never jump into anything full force until I've done my due diligence. So before I ever invested in real estate, I spent 3 to 4 years training, and now I'll buy houses without seeing them, with people in them, and like I don't even care, and I never go see them.
I just told your story. Somebody said, "What's a piece of advice you could give to somebody getting into business?" And I said, "Study that business," and I used your story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. So I'm like, I got to test this out. So I hired Matt, our visual. I said, I know I have to be, whatever you do, you have to be consistent with. The big problem with life, and especially social, is people are not consistent.
Yes.
Even now, I see all these young guns or even older people that are like, I'm going to do a podcast. I'm like, you should. Like, I'm going to do great. So they come out, they do their first podcast, maybe do a second podcast. All of a sudden, they stop doing podcasts. Yeah. Like, you are my 104th, I believe.
Amazing.
Podcast.
Amazing. And you're getting in, maybe not you, but I also think about the person should be starting a podcast who wants to get in front of other people, right? Like, you have the reputation, you could call somebody and they know who you are at this point.
But, only now, yes.
But if you're that person who is maybe watching or listening to this and you want certain people to be in front of certain people, why wouldn't you have a podcast and invite them on as a guest? And now they have content.
A podcast is an amazing thing. The podcast, people learn from it, I hope. But the podcast, in a certain way, is for me. I get to hang out with people who I want to talk to and learn from and kick things around with. And then it gives me more content to put out there and help other people, which builds the brand. But I've, there's certain people that I would have never gotten a chance to meet and talk to had I have not had this platform. People that are super intelligent in the space and other spaces from across the country that we can do via StreamYard. And it's not expensive.
I've been impressed by that.
StreamYard?
Yes.
Fucking awesome, man. It's like $300 or something for the whole year. You don't need really any equipment. You have like a bullshit Yeti microphone that's like $199. And you can stream it. So you're streaming it live to 5 different platforms at the same time. Then you save it, turn it into a podcast on YouTube. You could chop it up into clips and pepper it out on your other platforms. So it's sick. But and it's not expensive. And people can't say, I don't have time. They're like, bro, what the fuck? You spend so much time wasting it on nonsense.
Nonsense.
And
to me, because there are moments where I'll say, like, is what I'm doing, is this activity what I should be doing? Mm-hmm. And when it comes to social, absolutely. Like, my office sent me beautiful flowers this morning. How cool. I walked outside and there was this gorgeous bouquet. They were like, Shaw, you've been working nonstop this week. I am just
Your office meaning your staff?
Yeah, my staff.
Wow.
And they were just like, thanks for being a great leader. It was really special.
That's amazing.
It was really special.
But that's a testament to you.
Thank you. And so, thank you. It was just so special. So I took some awesome photos, and when I finish today, I'll craft some good social from that. And to me, that is not a waste of time. No. That's like what I should be doing. And I love what you said the other day about when you're a leader.
Oh, with the sign?
Yes. And it's so true. Like, yes, I think, how can I give back to my realtor partners and mortgage partners every day and make their life better? But what am I doing to make sure my team is the most educated team in the insurance business? Mm-hmm. What am I doing to make sure they have the best referrals, that their families are doing well? Like, that's my purpose.
So a lot of people, content is really easy to create. And I think a lot of people are always like, what am I going to put? What am I going to put on there? I had this gentleman from California called the Broke Agent on the podcast last week.
Okay, I saw that.
Crazy following, very witty dude, smart. He's really into comedy, but he uses real estate as his vehicle for his outlet in love, which is comedy. And just after listening to him and watching his shit, I'm like, you know what this guy is? He's like the Seinfeld of the real estate world. He talks about stuff that happens every day, and he just makes it funny. So my advice to people with creating content is like that 85%. I always say to my staff, I'm like 85% of what we spend 85% of our time making sure everybody else does what they're supposed to be doing, doing what they're supposed to be doing. So whatever you think about what goes on in your daily life, people can relate to that and you can turn that into content. So it doesn't have to be difficult.
And it has to, personally, I think it also has to speak to you. Yeah. So for example, I want to inspire and help single moms. I want to help, everybody. That's a feel-good answer. But that's like an audience where if one person looks at my content and says, oh my God, she rocks a successful business, she's a mom, she's got friends, she's got a kick-ass boyfriend. It's like, if one person could look at that and be inspired. So I think you have to be true to who you are in your content and just do what you know. Like, you just want to be genuine.
Well, that's a big thing. The greatest compliment that I get from people now is when they meet me, they're like, oh, you're like the same guy that we see on social media. I was like, yeah, what you see is what you get. But apparently that's not a common
Oh my God.
trait.
Tom always says, he goes, Chris, people love you or man, do they not like you? And
no one doesn't like you.
But it's like, I am who I am. And I think that's awesome.
But you've also reached the point in your life where you don't make apologies for that. And that's a big thing that a lot of people have to overcome. It's probably the biggest thing.
Interesting.
Right? So I always say the moment you stop giving a shit what people think about you is the moment you are truly free.
Yeah. It's, this is who I am. I even like with referral business, right? That could be a challenge sometimes. I'll be approached to pay commissions and somebody doesn't have a license, and to have the strength to say, this is how I work, this is my business model. So it either works or it doesn't work. And that took a long time to feel comfortable to say, like, maybe we're just not good referral partners for each other.
And that's not a bad thing.
Okay. But
that's okay.
There was once a time I would try to make everybody happy, and I just can't do that.
But that comes with, there's good things about us getting a little bit older, and one of those things is
I'm sorry we missed you at my 40th. It was awesome. I had no idea. Literally, I walked in to my mom's backyard, and I'm like, why is she being so difficult? I want to go on the jet ski today. And it didn't even throw me off that we were in these blessed shirts. I was like, he's so cute that he is like humoring me with my cheesy, I'm so blessed and so grateful. It was amazing.
That's really cute though.
It was, and the day before we went to the vineyards with close friends. So I thought that's what I thought we did. The week before we did a sushi making class. That's really cute. It was really special.
I really like him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
We need to do another brunch thing.
Yeah, I'm in. Every Sunday and Saturday, every other weekend I'm available.
Yeah? Every other weekend.
Every other weekend. Right. I'm mom on every other.
To close the loop, because I think this is important about the Mad R visual thing. Yeah. So about the brand building thing. Yep. So I'm like, how do I put an ROI, like what's the ROI of building a personal brand? And I watched some videos and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try it because what the hell? I've been very blessed that like anything I really have tried to do, I think, I think anything anybody tries to do, even if you have failures, there's a certain percentage of what you're doing that's a success.
Oh, and I think some of my biggest failures were my greatest successes long term. Absolutely.
Exactly. So I'm like, let me do this with Mad R Visual. So him and I set up this thing where he would come out for like 3 hours, a half a day, 1 day a week, every single week. And I paid him, and it's not a cheap investment.
No,
it's not.
No.
But you have to be investing in your business. And I think this kind of also comes back to, it's like, what are you spending your money on? It's a lot of people would prefer to go out and live a very lavish lifestyle and not put their money back into their business so that later on they can live whatever lifestyle they want. Yeah. So we did, in that 3 hours, we would put out a vlog, a podcast, 2 pieces of micro content, a promo clip for the podcast, and 2 thumbnails. So he would give me 7 pieces of like really high quality content.
Wow.
And then I would fill in the gaps with my own madness that is my daily life. Yeah. And I can't even tell you the impact. I mean, can I tell you, I bought XYZ house, these 3 houses, 4 houses, 2 houses, 10 houses of people who hit me up on social media to say, hey, you don't know me, but I have a house. Yes. But where I really realized it is him and I hit our year mark right as COVID was hitting.
Okay.
And we stopped because like nobody wanted to go outside.
Yeah.
So I took a little bit of a break and kind of regrouped, and I was like, what do I want to do? And then Eric Braun's a mortgage broker.
Of course. I spoke to him last night.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He did Brewery 3. Brewery 3 was that get-together that he did. When I got to Brewery 3, now Brewery 3, he's 25 years old. So his group is that 20 to 30-year-olds. And I'm like in my own little like, corner here, kind of detached from everybody. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not out in the real world, like interacting with people the same way on a daily basis. When I got there, you would have thought I was like a freaking celebrity.
Isn't that?
These people were like, oh, bro, you've blown up in the last year. I'm like, dude, I did less houses last year than I've done in every other subsequent year because the market was jacked up and overpriced. But they now knew me because I was in social media. And at that moment, I was like, oh, this shit like really, really, really works. And now, so I worked with him for a year, a little longer, and then I got to the point where I'm like, I always have to take it to the next level. You know my personality.
I love it.
You're the same way.
I love it.
So I'm like, okay, now I have this content, people are knowing me. Now I need more. It's not enough. Yeah. So I searched and I was blessed to find Levy, and Levy and I started working together 2 weeks ago.
I'm so inspired.
And now him and I are putting out 2 podcasts a week, 2 vlogs, and a shit ton of micro content plus photos.
The video is
insane.
So high quality. I love that it's not even just you speaking, but the bullet points. It draws you in. Like, I look forward to watching.
Did you see, we aired Handsome Weekly. So one of the vlogs is going to be, we're going somewhere, we're teaching something, it's very specific. The other one is called Handsome Weekly, which is a wrap up of everything that went on during the week.
Okay,
so we put out the first one today.
Okay.
And I dare to say it is as good, if not better, than any HGTV flip show you've ever seen.
I can't wait to watch it.
And you, like, a lot of people come to me like, oh, I want a TV show. I'm like, yo, you don't need these people anymore.
No.
You just need somebody with a camera.
I love what you said about the investing, whether it should be in-state or out-of-state. Like, yes. I love those. And you do it in a way where somebody could listen and be interested, but it's not going on and on and on.
No.
Like, I love that.
Even with the podcast, you like get this feeling after a while. You're like, okay, people are tired of hearing me. Like, let's
wrap it up.
Let's shut it off. But it's even in the last 2 weeks that Levy and I have been working together, I feel the difference. Like,
do you ever do you ever struggle with posting too much content, or is that a roadblock that people have in their own minds?
Struggling meaning I'm afraid of that I'm overposting?
Yes. No. Is there such a thing?
I feel like I can't post enough. I mean, and we're putting out a shit ton of stuff. So our goal is, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, those, what am I missing? Instagram and Twitter. We want to put 3 posts out per day. Our goal is to put 3 unique posts out per day on the feed, plus stories. So you're talking about, at the end of the day, by the time I'm done, I'm putting anywhere from a minimum of 50 to 100 pieces of content out a day. Wow. Like, you see my stories, it's like...
incredible.
And I feel like that is still not enough. But we're strategic about it. So I'll post at 8 a.m., I'll post at 12 when people are going to lunch. I'll post at 5. Maybe I'll throw an extra post in at like 8. And I make sure it's like fun and entertaining.
And your content is just awesome.
Thank you.
Your content is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate to have...
It's real, and people are interested in what you do.
Yes.
I always say when I'm doing like social media 101 for my real estate agents, I'm like... People watch, you just said it, HGTV all weekends because they want to see what it is you're doing. What I do, I love it, but nobody wants to talk about auto or home insurance, let's be honest. But what you do is awesome. And I always say to my realtor partners, like, you could be going live. Yep. You're in a beautiful kitchen or a piece of shit.
Yeah, people want to see that
People
stuff.
want to see that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could I'm blessed because, like flipping in real estate investing is sexy. It's on TV. But the way you do something, you can make pretty much anything educational.
Absolutely.
And interesting. But we strategically post, but it's the more the better. And Levy from the moment I hired Levy, even before, we were talking about how, okay, this is just the beginning of the media company. So, all right, give us let's monetize this 6 months to a year from now. Who's your first hire, Levy, as the guy that's building out this team? Yeah. Other camera people, editors, are we getting someone to do work PR? Because that's what it's about. Do you envision
offering that service to other partners of yours, or will it just be for your businesses?
Just for my businesses.
Okay. You have no desire to...
There's enough work there to keep us so busy. like him and I are basically cranking 24/7 just on Handsome Homebuyer. We haven't touched Captain Permit. We haven't touched.
Think about Lotus Quotes. You mentioned it earlier. It is, and I know I get like rowdy on the text group. Everybody's probably like, "Oh, Shaw woke
not at all.
up," and I feel bad sometimes.
No.
But I'll think it's so amazing. And it's such a great resource for real estate agents and mortgage bankers, especially the piece that you do. Like, it's great that I'm giving you the flood zone, but is that really exciting? The piece that's amazing is not getting that dreaded call from the attorney that you don't have a permit. Like,
I mean, it's all awesome. The service,
but there's just not enough time in the day.
The service you provide is amazing. Adam Heller, also great. That's
oh my God,
huge.
he's a rock star.
He is a rock star.
He really is, and everybody knows him.
Yeah, because he's done a great job at, and this is the thing, regardless of what business you're in, there's so much opportunity to be successful now with these platforms, because odds are nobody in your business is doing it, or like one person is doing it. It's so easy.
And like you said, I go into places and they're like, Christina Shaw.
Yes.
I was on my mom and stepdad's boat a few weeks ago before it got out of the water, and I hear somebody going, Christina Shaw. And I'm looking around and they're waving and I'm waving back. And I'm like, I have no idea who this person is. And so my mom goes, who is that? I go, I don't know, but they know me. We waved. They were jazzed. And it's from social.
So that's what the brand building does. Like, Levy's first week was last week. We got out of the car to walk into the first house, and some guy stopped me in the street who I didn't know, and he's like, "Oh, Handsome Homebuyer, I follow you. I learned so much stuff from you." I'm like, bro, I don't know who you are, which is amazing because it's about attention. So that people might love you, right? But if you're not posting, people live on their phones. We know that. They're on social media.
Yeah.
If you're not posting all day, every day, essentially, when they need an insurance quote at 12:02 when they just decided to lease a new car and they're going to lunch, if they don't see you, they might think of somebody else. They might think of anybody else. That's the thing. You have to be in people's face in a good way all the time.
And I also, you said this to me a few years ago when I was going through my divorce, and it is so true. And I tell people this. I remember being a sad soul for a while, and you said, Christina, your business is going to blow up. You're all of a sudden really relatable. And I talk about that a lot, that on my social, again, what I do isn't sexy. Yeah. So yes, I educate, right? Flood insurance and home, but I talk about being a single mom.
Yes.
And I talk about losing my house to a fire. And I talk about all these things that happened and the beautiful life created after. You were right.
Did I ever tell you when I learned? Did I tell you how I learned that really though?
No.
The most powerful example of how I learned that was, I remember it. So obviously you know Betsy.
Yes.
You knew Betsy. So when that whole thing happened with Betsy, I was a fucking disaster. So in that moment, and you know, obviously I'm a talker. I'm not the kind of person who just like shuts down and just like tries to like bottle up my feelings. I'm like, yeah, it's like
me too. I was like, oh, you're a tree. Excellent. Do you want to hear what just happened to me? But I think that's how I grieved and how I got to the other side of all of this.
Well, exactly. But the interesting thing that happened through that process, which was so powerful, is that as I was sharing that with people just to like get it out of me, right? Because there was so much pain in there. People started to like bond and connect with me and and I began to build relationships with them faster than anything else. Because when you are super vulnerable with somebody, it creates this instant bond, because while you think your shit is screwed up, when you hear about what other people shit are, you're like, oh, you keep your shit. I'll keep mine.
Yes, I remember my stepdad saying to me when the marriage was ending, he's like, do you think you're the first person to go through this, Christine? I'm like, yes, I do. And you know, you could look back now and I don't know, I was just saying earlier with a friend, I podcasted for the first year after my divorce. Every weekend I didn't have the kids, I just sat in my house and podcasted on like positive co-parenting, building a happy life.
That's great.
And
that was your outlet.
Yeah, that was my outlet, and just being real vulnerable and talking to people, and it just really did help in business, because people want to do business with people that they know and like and trust and that are real.
Yeah, and are relatable and they get it. And people have that ability to smell bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you might get them once, you might get them twice, but eventually people realize.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that crap.
No.
And nobody wants that crap. And, you know, another thing, just the constant selfless giving of, when you put out a lot of content and you put out educational information for people and you're doing it without wanting nothing in return.
Yes.
When you eventually ask for something at some point,
yes,
which we all need each other, so it's not a bad
thing.
People are so apt to help you because it's like, people are like, oh, Christina has been giving me, hope and content and information and great service for like 9 months without asking anything. Oh, I mean, she wants the opportunity to quote my car insurance. Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Oh, and I'm going to save, $300 a year. Awesome.
Yeah, it's very true. It's like when I asked my family, I said to my sister the other day, I go, oh, I know this makes you really angry, but I'm running a 10K and you have to donate. And you have to donate today. And you actually have to do it right now. And she's like, really? But yeah, I'm stoked about that. Why don't you join us?
In running a 10K?
Yeah.
No.
It's only 6.2 miles.
I'll bike to Montauk with you if you want, but I fucking hate running.
See, I
hate, I literally loathe it.
I would do a ride out to Montauk. We should put something together.
I would do something like that. That I would do.
I used to do the 5-borough bike tour. You ever do that?
No.
I did it one year. I didn't know it was pouring rain and had white yoga pants on. That was fun. I showed up and my mom is like, really, Christina? I was like, oh, but...
Did they become see-through white yoga pants?
It was a disaster. Okay. But yeah, you ride through all the boroughs. Okay. I think it's 49 miles. And you have no idea how steep the Verrazano Bridge is when you're riding over it. It was really awesome. Yeah, you should look into it.
Did they shut the bridge down?
Yeah, the whole city is shut.
Oh, awesome!
Like the whole path.
I would do that.
Yeah,
I would definitely do that.
Yeah,
that would be
awesome.
Cool. But I don't know. I was going somewhere.
Running, spinning. I don't know. So who is your last guest on here?
Oh, I know where it was going.
Where?
It came back. It was lost and now it's back. So. My recommendation to people as far as the ROI, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. I promise you, you might not be able to be like, oh, I got this deal, that deal, and this deal, and it penciled that to this, but the amount of attention that you will get and then how your brand, we have 26 houses under contract to come in right now. I know I can't be like, oh, a whole bunch of them are coming off of social media, but the fact that we're doing all this shit is working. And the relationship building due to the collaboration from sharing your platform with people is, you can't put a dollar amount on that.
I couldn't agree more. I also say, and at least in my business, I don't just look at acquisition, I look at the retention, right?
Yeah.
So my customers who are connected with us, whether it be Instagram or Facebook, yes, we're giving them great service. That's, of course, right? That's ground zero, and great rates. But I want them to know who I am as a person and who my team is. Yes. So when you get that solicitation in the mail and you could save $100 on your insurance, you're not leaving. We have 94% retention in our agency because they know you. You're part of the community. They know that I'm volunteering and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So I don't just look at it as acquisition.
So I guess the question is here, when are you starting your own podcast and when are you starting to create more content with somebody? I need
to do it, and I'm a little bit of a slug when it comes.
No, you're not.
So I'm not a slug. I procrastinate. And I do.
No, you don't.
I procrastinate, and then one day I'll wake up.
And just be like, oh, we got to do this
and
now.
Then we'll have, this will all be here by 2:00, and then we'll be rolling. I get a little in my way. I try to have that, work-life balance that sometimes...
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. I have a good...
You seem to have it handled well.
I handle it. You know why? Because, Monday and Tuesdays, the girls are with their dad. So I'm available.
Okay.
I could work throughout,
Every Monday and Tuesday?
Every Monday and Tuesday, they're with their dad. And every Wednesday, Thursday, they're with me.
And every other weekend.
That's
a good schedule.
It's amazing. And we're neighbors, Jamie and I.
I know.
So that's kind of cool. It is cool. It's great for the kids.
Yes.
And so if you ask me to do something on a Wednesday night, my answer is no. I'm with the kids, but Monday and Tuesday I'm available.
Yeah, and that's fine.
So it does give me that balance.
So what's your excuse?
I don't know. I don't have one. I'm nervous. You know what it is?
How are you nervous? You're on live all the time. You're constantly going
all
live.
this technology. I'm like, oh my God.
It didn't start out here. You know where it started? It started in a roach-infested basement. The roaches were 3 inches long in Levittown with 100.
How big are roaches normally? No.
Not 3 inches. I promise you that. In a roach-infested basement in Levittown with a $199 Yeti mic and a free program, and we were putting it out on YouTube as just audio with a picture.
I remember.
Yeah.
I was newly dating Arthur, and I think I referenced him on like minute 52, and I knew his ADD would never get him to minute 52. But as I was saying it, I was like,
you're like,
oh
shit,
my God, this is going to be a deal breaker for this new guy I'm dating. But I knew he would never get to that minute. So here we are a few years later. You're right.
It doesn't. So that's the thing. Like, it doesn't. People think like, oh, when I do something, it has to be this
all of
thing.
this.
No, it's been. I mean, that started 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago. It's been 3 years in the making.
Well, I talk about that with my referral partners, right? When people say to me, like a lot of Allstate agents will call and say, I want to work with whatever group they want to work with. And how did you do it? I'm like, this has taken years.
Yes.
I didn't just wake up and say, okay, and these people are my friends now. Like, I love who I work with and my partners. It develops. Yeah. So I guess it's the same thing.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You know, it takes time, and it takes persistence and repetition over an
that
extended
part
period of time.
I'll rock that.
Yes.
Like if I commit to it, I think that's why I haven't yet. If I commit to it, I'll put out a podcast every week. I'm not worried about that.
So what is going on here?
Nothing's going on. This is what we accomplished today. It's Friday, happy hour time almost.
So Audacity is the program.
Okay.
It records you. It is free.
I like free.
Okay. I am going to, so I'll make a deal with you. I actually made this deal with Tanya Plakas yesterday. It's like,
she's awesome. I had lunch with her a few weeks.
She is awesome.
She is, and like just cares. Obviously, she's so knowledgeable at what she does, but she's just nice.
But she just went from like, I've known her for like the last couple of years, and literally she flipped a switch this year, COVID. Like before that, she kind of like, the podcast is very interesting, and the whole thing with her was, it's the mindset change. So she went from having a mindset of being like, I don't deserve this success, to being like, yes, I belong here. And she went from selling like 2 houses a year to being like the #1 exit achieve agent and being in the top 1% of agents within this COVID year.
Which is incredible.
Which is nuts.
Incredible.
But I said to her, I was like, listen, she's like, I need to start a podcast. I'm like, I'm going to buy you a microphone if you promise to do the podcast. So I'm going to buy you a microphone if you promise to do the podcast.
Okay. I'm not good at accepting, but I'm going to say yes. Okay. It's a high five. Are we allowed to do this?
Yes. There are no rules on the Handsome Homebuyer podcast.
Okay, I'm going to do it. And where am I going to do it? Tell me. My office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it at my desk
I remember.
forever. Yeah. This is like a recent thing that we built.
This is gorgeous.
I love it.
Yes, I love it.
Now we're looking for bigger space, and we're going to build something else there.
Okay. Bigger space within the building, or?
No, I'm looking to buy like somewhere between 10 to 20,000 square feet of industrial, and then renovate, because our organization is going to more than double in size in the next 6 months, probably.
Amazing.
So we're going to need the space. We're going to build out the professional studio with all the tech and everything like that, like JB has at his place. Like, really done well. But again, it didn't start there. It started with a microphone and a free program and roaches the size of...
I'm with Shaw is going to do it.
Of small dogs.
Will you be my first guest?
I would love that.
Okay, it's a deal.
Honored.
Another
Done.
high five.
Done.
Awesome.
So, and that's what you do. And if you need help with the tech stuff...
And if I need help, can I call you?
Yes. Call us.
He's going to be like, oh, this girl with the big hair is back on the phone.
Call us. And we'll, but it doesn't have to start off that way. So, you test it and you see, and then you're like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm getting traction with this. And then you contact like a Matt R. Visual or somebody like him and say, you know what, Matt, I want to work with you once a month or once a week or once every 2 weeks. It becomes addictive. I will tell you. Oh,
and our personalities lend to that. It's like my freshman year of college, I eat pepper steak and onions and an egg roll every day.
Okay.
Can you imagine doing that now? I'd be 4,000 pounds.
Did you go to Post?
No, I went to SUNY Albany.
Oh, that's
right. I had the best 4 years.
So did Levy.
Oh, I knew I liked you when I came in. Oh my God, where'd you live?
Well, first year was Indian, then State, then Dutch, and then Empire. Empire's new. It's like
you're young. Yeah, Empire. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah. I lived Indian and State, and then I moved downtown. Oh, great 4 years.
Yeah.
I feel sad for people who didn't go away. Yeah. I know. But I didn't study abroad, and like I want the girls to do all of that stuff. Yeah. But anyway, back to.
So it's going to become addictive for you. Because you're gonna start to like see how it impacts, and then you'll be like, oh, I just need more of this. Like it never ends.
And I love the idea if I'm able to if I could help other people get on and give them exposure who aren't yet comfortable as somebody who is new too. You know what I mean?
Like podcast airs tomorrow with Brianna Murphy. She's on Dan O'Neill's team. Do you know Brianna Murphy?
Okay, I don't know her.
So Brianna Murphy, this is a very cool story. So do you know who Dan O'Neill is?
Yes, of course.
So Dan O'Neill is a rock star.
Yes.
And when I met, like a month after I met Dan O'Neill, I was at an event with him. It was like a YPN Ask the Experts panel, and I was on the panel. And as I'm walking through to leave, he's talking to Brianna. And Brianna was an agent at Douglas Elliman. Okay. She had done like 6 deals to that point. Element wasn't giving her the support she wanted. And Dan's like, oh, this is Brianna. She's thinking about joining my team. I'm like, you should definitely do it. Dan's amazing, and you're going to get the support that you're not going to get anywhere else. She signs up with him, not because of that, but just in general. She goes with him. She was on the podcast last week. This year, she'll do 30 houses. She'll sell 30 houses this year.
I love it.
Within a year of being on the right team in the right scenario. But so I wanted to kind of talk to her about how that happened and the importance of being on a great team and all that. But she's a very outgoing person, but she has like a camera phobia. So I brought her on. I'm like, listen, you're coming on. We're going to get you out of your shell. And
That's
going to start making videos.
When is it going up? Tomorrow, you said?
It airs tomorrow. So I'm like, and she was a little nervous, understandably. But like, you have to help people break out, because I'm like, listen, you're fucking awesome. Like, you're selling 30 houses, and
that's
like,
an awesome story.
That's
That's an awesome story. I love, and I really believe like mindset is everything. So
Yes.
I don't know if you are spiritual, but I've listened to Wayne Dyer.
Everybody, I don't never listened to Wayne Dyer.
I met him on Maui. I stood outside his apartment. You'll appreciate this. I stood outside his apartment for like 5.5 hours when I was on Maui, because I knew
yourself?
With Tom, of course.
No, was it like a line of people, or was it just you?
Oh, no. This is his residence. I just knew he lived on Kaanapali Bay, and that's where I was.
Wayne
And
Dyer's
so,
screwed now.
oh, rest in peace. And so,
he died?
Yeah, he passed away a few years ago. So I talk about him like he's like my brother. And I stood outside and I was like, Dr. Dyer. And he was so kind. He went upstairs. He autographed stuff. He smelled like Irish Spring soap. He gave me a hug. I was separated at the time, the first time. And he's just an awesome person. But I listen to him a lot, and every night actually. And it's all about mindset. Like, your thoughts control your entire life. So every morning I wake up, I say what I'm grateful for. I tell the kids, I ask them what they're going to do during the day, what kind act are they doing for somebody else, like all that stuff. So
Nice.
I love that she was on the podcast.
It's very cool to see that, because then it also inspires other people. Yeah. It inspires, people to be like, you know what, like, I'm that person who's like, I'm an agent and I've done 2 deals and I freaking hate this, but you can, same thing with Tanya Placas, you can like flip a switch, join the right team, have the right mindset.
Well, I feel like your team is so important, because you can't do it by yourself. I mean,
no, none of us. There's no such thing as self-made. None of us can. We're so
I couldn't be doing this
interconnected.
if I didn't have such an incredible team in the office. That phone is probably ringing off the hook right now.
Thank God.
Thank God is right.
But we're so interconnected, which is why, like, there is no competition. You need to help everybody.
Oh
Stop being like...
I never look at like Allstate agents. Some of my most favorite humans are Allstate agents.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that's really, I guess the theme of the podcast is the power of social.
Yeah.
And you just have to do it. Get over whatever fear you have and just start making them. And in Levy's words, he's like, we're putting out the first vlog. He's like, this is going to be the worst one we ever do, even though it was the sickest thing we've ever done. But the point is, you get better through the process.
Yes.
If you don't start, you can't get better.
You don't know what, and you also, like, I'm sure you're evolving with what your audience, like, you're watching what works for them, right? Like, where are you getting your comments and your likes and your, right?
No.
Or no? Oh, that's interesting.
Because you know what it is? Like, when you start to do this a lot, like, you start to realize that it's kind of unpredictable. In the sense that you'll put something out that you'll think, like, this is going to be huge, and, like, 3 people watch it. And then you'll be like, oh, this is, like, whatever. And then 150,000 people on TikTok will be fighting with each other for, months. You don't know. I like to put stuff out that I feel is valuable to the world. Mm-hmm. And wherever it goes, it goes.
Yep. Okay.
And I just keep doing it at scale.
And you don't get hung up on
likes and views.
Yes. Okay.
No, like we will look at something and be like, holy shit, I can't believe this thing just got 300 views in the last 15 minutes. Like, wow, that's cool. I guess people liked it.
Okay.
But we don't tailor
live and
what
die
we
by it.
do to that.
Okay. That's good advice.
Because I feel like if you overthink it, you'll drive yourself nuts, and then it'll be too try hard, and then it won't be authentic.
Then it won't be,
and then it'll suck.
And you also won't continue to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be fun.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
I am motivated, my friend. Thank you.
Do it.
I am going to. Okay, I gave you my word on.
You will be getting a Yeti microphone next week.
Okay.
And I expect I've actually only given a microphone to one person, actually given it to them, and they promised me that they would do it, and they never did.
No, if I make a promise, it's a promise. So I needed this push. I thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So this is awesome. You're amazing.
You're
I love
amazing.
that we got to hang out. We're going to do
brunch.
How do people, everybody knows you, but in case they don't know you, how do they get a hold of you? How do they follow you?
They get a hold of me. I'm with Shaw on Instagram. The new, I'm so excited. And then Facebook, Christina Shaw, SHAW. You'll see this big hair in the photo.
The best.
And 516-900-1234 is our agency phone number. You could call and text that number.
Yes, which is very cool.
Which is awesome.
Which is very cool.
It's really nice. Most people actually text into the office these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for having me. This is great.
It's always a pleasure. Obviously, I'm the Handsome Homebuyer. If you have a house that smells like cat pee, land, commercial property, anything, I want to buy it. 516-77-SOLD. And if you have permit problems or you know you're going to have permit problems, 516-513-8838, Captain Permit. And if you're an agent, visit lotusquotes.com. You have no excuse. I'm tired of getting fire phone calls all day long of fuck the pool, the basement, the this, the that. Go on lotusquotes.com. It's absolutely free. You get all this unbelievable information. It's the best resource out there. Tell your broker about it. Have him or her bring us in. We'll do a full presentation. We fucking rock. You'll thank us later. That's a wrap.
You're awesome.